Jai Hind to one and all present here. I, Tanishka Jaiswal, extend a warm welcome to you all to the prestigious launch event of Nexus of Good Varanasi chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, as every new chapter brings it with fresh opportunities. However, these opportunities are most impactful when we have a strong foundation to build upon. Nexus of Good is a transformative movement founded on the idea that goodness must unite, speak out, and prevent the spread of evil. It's about sharing the story of positivity, for goodness should never go unnoticed. I now have the honor to invite Mrs. Amrita Burman, Director, Sunbeam Group of Educational Institution, to deliver a welcome note.
Thank you so much, and a very warm welcome to the special dignitaries, and especially to you, sir. And I think this whole thought of Nexus of Good is something that's brilliant, because the whole idea is talking about good. That's something that really doesn't happen. It's so easy for us to go on a social media or wherever and talk about everything that's not good. And the world usually feels कि ज़्यादातर चीज़ें खराब होती हैं. But I usually tell my children, अगर शिष्टि कायम है ना, तो ज़्यादातर चीज़ें अच्छी होती हैं. Because if the balance would have been towards the bad, we wouldn't have existed. So actually there's more good. But I think this whole idea of coming up, of recognizing, applauding, and what I really liked when I read about the Nexus of Good was, when you really talk about it, when you come up today, you will be seeing presentation of people who are being recognized for doing good. I think you inspire others for doing good. You actually set a role model. So I think it's very important for all of us as educators, I'm talking more about our community, and for all the children here, who would be inspired by three people who will be talking about what they are doing good. I do want to mention to you, Himanshu sir, that I have been to your office, seen you working, and you actually work in the space of education to a large extent. And I know, I've also been an educationist for so many years, sir. It was passion that speaks in your meetings. It's not just the mandate of your job. And I think that's what every officer and the young children should learn from you. Everybody does a job. Everybody gets a salary, but you don't end at that. You have an objective to actually doing something good and spreading it. Thank you so much, Maya ma'am. You have been recognized in your field. I'm so happy that you are here. You'll be talking about what is good in what you are doing. Ayush sir, Ayush has been working with us for so many years. And another thing that I want to talk about, something good. He does career counseling for us, and there are two things that I want to mention. He doesn't only do career counseling for schools like us. He's here because he actually shows the way to many, many children in government schools. That's why he's here. He also goes beyond the mandate and takes everything with a passion. And I was telling him something which is very minute and minimalistic for everybody, but I think it's very strong. Every time I picked up the phone, however busy Ayush is in whichever part of the world, and I tell him, I want to give you a feedback, he has never said no. He always takes feedback, and I think that's the reason he improves every day on what he does. That's the inspiration that we should all carry about being good. So thank you so much for everyone for being here, and I'm sure that there's going to be a lot to learn from each one of you all. Thank you and Jai Hind.
We are privileged to have with us a dedicated and a passionate officer, Mr. Himanshu Nagpal. I request Sunbeam board members to come forward and felicitate our eminent guest. CEO of iDream Career, India's largest edtech company. He was recognized as India's top education leader in business for education. His journey has been featured on Shark Tank India Season 3. Thank you, sir. It's our pleasure to have you. Last but certainly not least, we are honored to have with us a dynamic and inspiring woman, Mrs. Maya Singh Thakur, chairperson of Sunbeam an NGO dedicated to the empowerment of women. Ma'am has completed her graduation, post-graduation and PhD from our university. Thank you, ma'am. We really appreciate the hard work done by you.
Very warm welcome to all the dignitaries, and in fact a warm welcome to Anil Swarupji, who is not with us but he is there online, and I'm sure that he must be listening and hearing and watching us. Also to R.K. Singh ji, unfortunately he is also sick today, but the Nexus of Good is something which we were all looking forward to. And as Amrita ma'am, I would said, and I would like to reiterate that the world is run by goodness, and by doing good jobs, good works, which always exceed your brief, by doing something extra for people. Or there's a song कि मैं किसी के वास्ते दिल करूँ पुकार, जीना इसी का नाम है. So जीना किसका नाम है? जीना is not like, living is not just going through life. Living is doing something for somebody, and that has to be recognized. And Nexus of Good is an organization which is recognizing the goodness done by people who do not come themselves forward. And we have today with us 3 such people. And I would like to welcome Himanshu ji. And as Amrita ma'am very correctly said, even in Delhi people know you that for your passion in education. And I don't know how Anil Swarup ji got your name, but the first thing he told me was that there is a young IAS officer who's working so hard, and he's passionate, he's going beyond things and doing something more for education. And Ayush, obviously, he career counseling, and he started it off and make it into a biggest thing, a biggest network. And he has got thousands and thousands of students from government schools whom he is guiding them and providing them with amazing insights for their future. मेरे ख्याल से आपने लाखों बच्चों को उनको क्या करना है, उनके जीवन में कहाँ जाना है, उसके बारे में जो आपके इंसाइट्स हैं वो आपने दी हैं. इसके लिए आप बधाई के पात्र हैं. माया जी, and from Lucknow you are coming. We heard so much about you, about the amazing NGO that you are running for women, और आपने empowerment की जो बात लाए हैं आपने लखनऊ के आसपास के पूरे क्षेत्रों में, that is indeed worth emulating. With that, once again a warm welcome to all of you, and all we want from you is to clap for the good people. And अगर आप अच्छे लोगों के लिए केवल तालियां बजाना शुरू करेंगे तो अच्छे लोगों की संख्या बढ़ेगी. And that is the most important thing for us. That is what this amazing organization, which has been seeded and done, made by Anil Swarup ji, and he has been an amazing mentor. And as the secretary of the HRD, when he was there on that post, we have seen him doing things which were unimaginable and helping the schools worldwide, and especially in India. With that, a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you so much. In Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words.
Nexus of Good has been an excellent platform for inspiring stories, for replication of good initiatives, for spreading the good word, because as it has been mentioned before, how negativity is all around, but we need to be happy and we need to be glad about the good things happening around as well, so that we have hope, we have motivation to do the same. So at this event, I thank Anil sir, Deepak ji, Aarti ji, Maya ji, Amrita ji, and all, and especially the most handsome man of Varanasi, Nirmal ji, and all the team members of Sunbeam, Collegevaruna, and all the guest students. I'll start the presentation, though I still feel like there's nothing called taking an initiative, or like when you are in this service, when you are in a civil service, it's your basic responsibility. Like any problem you see around, it's your responsibility at the end of the day. And like at times I get phone calls and I get like there are such inspiring words at times that people call and you did such great work, you did such great work. At the end of the day, I never feel because कि कोई बड़ा काम किया, because it's at the end of the day that was my basic responsibility. And nobody asked us when we wanted to join this service, nobody asked us to. We chose it and we gave this competitive examination where 10 lakh people participated, and at the end of the day only 180 become IS officers. So we chose for it, and but still like it's always a happy feeling when any such inspiring words come. So these are some of the initiatives that we had taken up in Varanasi. Again, I still feel the same. This was just our basic responsibility. So I'll start with. So these were some initiatives that were taken in the areas of health, education, nutrition, as well as livelihood creation and rural development. I'll go with them one by one. And the first initiative was Lab Mitra. I think many of you would know about it because this became an awarded initiative for National Award for E-Governance. Basically, in the government labs, you would have witnessed that when we go, always a physical report comes up like 3-4 days later. People travel from kilometers to district hospitals just to see like their report hasn't come up. So we thought like our government hospitals are already so crowded. Every day, 3,000 to 4,000 people give their samples for lab results. Why not start the thing that is already being done in the private labs? Why not send their reports through the phone? It will reduce overcrowding. It will reduce our chances of viral spread. So this was the initiative where any lab report that will be generated will be sent to the person's phone through a message. And as of now, over 2 lakh people have benefited from this intervention. Around 17 hospitals have been onboarded, and we are like increasing it every month. We have planned to increase it to 40 of our PHCs and CHCs by the end of this year. And this was recently awarded in the last year as National Award under the gold category for National Award for E-Governance. Then this one intervention that I felt like was very close to me, and I found it like a big problem which was unaddressed. Like Varanasi is a city where lakhs and lakhs of people come, pilgrims, tourists, and we have 5 railway stations in our city. And like wherever we used to go, we used to find like kids down in the streets, beggars down in the streets, helpless. And often there are like two kind of people I feel like when it comes to begging. Like there are people who feel like it's just out of habit, it's just out of like this ill will of beggars that they can spare their efforts for hard work, but they choose to for begging. And then there are those they feel sorry for them. They feel that they are the reason that like why begging is happening. So like it's not black or white. It's always the gray area, and that's the gray area we wanted to work at. So we formed 10 teams that they identified around 45 begging hotspots in the district. These teams were like comprising of people from government, people from NGOs, people from Childline, police, anti-human trafficking, municipal corporation, and they used to go across all the chorahas, all the red lights, all the ghats, all the streets, railway stations, and rescue the beggars from there, especially the children, and take them to our child shelter homes as well as our old age homes. And for children, we used to do mental counseling for them, and for those we could identify their original location. We used to try to send them back home so that we could eventually make them meet their parents. And for those who were not able to, like there were some deaf and dumb kids, there were some kids who were not mentally stable, there were some kids who didn't actually remember like where they came from. So for them, we used to take UIDI's help and track their address details through their biometric. And for the elderly, we tried if we could send them back home by tracing their original location. And sadly, there were some stories where children didn't want to pick up the phone when we identified their original locations and original addresses of the children. They didn't want to take their parents back. For them, we had made our arrangements. We made sure that we take care of them as our own parents, and we started skill upgradation exercises for them, and we collaborated with multiple NGOs, Apna Ghar, or there are multiple Roti Bank, there are multiple other NGOs very happily working in Varanasi. And as of now, it's been 2 years, as of now, over 1,500 beggars we have been able to rescue and send them back home. Of them, over 1,000 were children. So this was one of the interventions that has been that is still being continued, because it's a ever continuing problem for Varanasi. As we know, how much crowd we had during these Kumbh times, so this problem became even more pertinent. Then this was a intervention that started after Kashi Tamil Sangama with the collaboration of IIT Madras. We started this initially in 50 of our schools. Now it's spread to 353 composite schools for class 6, 7, 8 students. In this, we have created rural interaction centers for better education of science, maths and English. There, what do we try? Through smart classes and VSAT technology, professors and students from IIT Madras try to impart better education of science, English and maths to our students in government school. Over 10,000 children are taking advantage of this intervention, and regularly after the school hours, children sit down in these class. Not just the government school children, every single child of that village or ward is welcome to attend the classes after the school hours. And there has been immense improvement in terms of results from our baseline to what we assess in our present studies. And gladly this has Ministry of Education took note of this, and it is being replicated as a practice throughout the country by Ministry of Education now. And then this intervention, Kashi is known for its gharanas and its cultural ethos. So this intervention, we tried on the tourism map of Varanasi. There is no particular place where one would know that if they go to that site, they'll witness the cultural ethos of Varanasi, and also there's so many upcoming artists, upcoming students who want to just showcase their talent. So we created this platform called Kashi Bandhan. It was an intervention out of our Honorable District Magistrate's intervention. Daily at Namo Ghat, we have this evening called Kashi Bandhan, where there's a proper website for it. Whoever wants to perform can register on this platform, and they would get a slot where they can come and they can showcase their talent. And gladly, over 1,500 artists. It's been almost 1.5 years that this intervention started, and over 1,500 artists have come and performed at this location, and it has become a buzzword for the coming artists, for the coming tourists as well. Now 1 lakh tourists have become an audience for this daily cultural evening, and artists from across the globe, from Germany, from Finland, from recently there was a troupe that came from Switzerland that performed at this stage. And this is, as we see, how plastic has become a menace for us. So we thought it's a door-to-door collection and resource recovery and 5 hours of recycling. This used to be an urban concept, so why not start it with our villages? So Varanasi has 1,250 villages. Of them, 1,201 have now these resource recovery centers. Every village now we have this very simple and cheap technology that you can see in this picture, where anybody who has any plastic waste can just deposit their plastic waste in those bags, and it is taken to these plastic waste management units, which is then converted into pellets, and then it is used for recycling purposes, and then we use it for our road constructions, which eventually improves our road life, as well as there's a proper disposal to this plastic waste. As of now, 15 ton of this plastic has been processed already. And this intervention was basically, as we know in our villages, there's supposed to be a village officer. And normally we used to see this regular issue that why village officers are not sitting in their village offices. So we started this intervention that is, there will be a geo-fence location-based attendance system, and every secretary would have to go to the village 10 in the morning, and 10 to 30 they'll have to, through their geo-fence location app, mark their attendance. It will be only active at a geo-reference, at a geo-fence. They will not be able to mark their attendance outside the geo-fence. So this every single panchayat office was converted into a geo-fence where the secretary would go and mark their attendance. And happily, Varanasi's rural services that secretaries have to give to the rural citizens, its rank in the state improved from 47 to now 3rd. So that has been a major intervention which improved our village services delivery. This is again PM Digital Libraries, which we named PM Digital Libraries. We thought of it as an intervention where there were spare rooms in our village campuses, village office campuses. Why not convert them into a libraries? Students have to, because as a student I have also witnessed, like, there's not every home has that space where the child could study properly, where they get that environment. So why not create that space in the village and use that ideally lying room in the village campus? So with the thought, we started this one Gram Panchayat, one library concept, where we sourced a computer, through CSR, we sourced a computer set, a Wi-Fi facility, and over 500 books that were decided through discussion with students on, like, for competitive examination and for general studies also. And a 10-seater furniture capacity with designer paintings and an environment where the child could study properly. And now, 486 Gram Panchayats of the districts already have a library in their campuses. There are some pictures of these libraries. This Samrid Kashi Abhiyan, it was for anemia elimination. Anemia, as we all know, it's the iron deficiency which is most prevalent in girl children. And according to the last NFHS data, 58% of girl child women of Varanasi have anemia or iron shortage, and 20% of them have a severe iron shortage. So, as a massive campaign, we started this Samrid Kashi Abhiyan, where we attempted that all the single women or girl children below the age of 25, we would test them, we would create an anemia scorecard for them, and we would start our intervention for them. So in this intervention, 1.64 lakh girls and women below the age of 25 were tested. 67,150 of them were found anemic in all the three ranges of severe, moderate, mild. Some were severe anemic, some were moderately anemic, some were mildly anemic. 3-month treatment was started for all of them, and every month their test was conducted again to see the progress, and gladly 38,200 such girls have already come out of anemia. Again, this is a repetitive exercise because, like, in this age group of 10 to 25, girls enter like every year. So we'll continue this with this exercise every year. And as I just wanted to comment, like, for us, any exercise that we try to do, we try to aim that it should not be officer centric. That if I do it, like, the officer after me doesn't continue. So eventually we have to make sure that our team gets adapted to it. Our team feels the significance of it. So it's very, as officers, we do not do all this. Our team does it. we have to make sure through motivation, through like making them feel the need for it, making them realize like how this is their role and how this is a big problem. So we have to get them to it. So that's our role. And now I'm very certain, like without even, we did this intervention last year, and without our discussion or any intervention, our team is already has started on this intervention. So that's what I felt happy about. Like we have created platforms, we have created interventions, which has become natural, and we don't have to force it again and again. And even after I get transferred, this would continue. So these are some of the pictures and newspaper cuttings from this intervention. Again, this intervention was for Kuposhan Mukt Varanasi. SAM is short for severe acute malnourishment, and MAM is for medium acute malnourishment. As you could see in the last NFHS, we have 7.7% of our kids below the age of 6 acute malnourished, and 13.3% of our kids moderately malnourished. And over the number of years, as you would see, now these numbers have come down to 0.12%, and for MAM, like moderately acute malnourished, their numbers have come down from 13.3 to 1.05%. And in the next slide, you will see like the intervention that made it possible. This we call 10-point Kashi plan. Like first was, we have to make sure that every single child gets tracked. We do not leave any child outside, like out of our assessment coverage. So we have to measure every single child. Our measurement numbers improved from 85% to now it's 99.98%. We have 330,000 kids below the age of 6 enrolled in our 3,914 Anganwadi center. The second was a nutritional supplement program called Abhinav Pahal, where we give daily iron folic, multivitamin, and once in 6 months albendazole supplementation. And this was just an intensified, well-monitored implementation of an already existing government plan. So nothing like, it's not that we have to do something new. Even if we, in the government, we try to do something better that already exists, it results into change. And then in 3,000 of our 3,914 Anganwadi centers, we established our nutri gardens. And we try to make sure that when a children gets enrolled in Anganwadi center, the child is already 6 months old. So we have to make sure that before those 6 months time, also we like focus on our kids so that when they enter the Anganwadi centers, like we have them healthy. So we try to, through multiple interventions like MNCUs, control room based tracking of our low birth weight babies, we address the issue of low birth weight. And then you'd be surprised to know Varanasi in whole of Uttar Pradesh had one of the worst exclusive breastfeeding numbers in family health survey, which we try to intervene through regular behavioral change campaigns in our villages. We enrolled the elderly mothers, elderly female of the villages, and we thought like maybe if the women wouldn't listen to our Anganwadi workers, they'll listen to their mother or their sas or someone elderly. So we enrolled them and we used their help. And then we established our decentralized mini NRCs, Nutritional Rehabilitation Center. There used to be just one NRC in the district which would cater to only 15 to 20 SAM kids on a month. Now we have 13 decentralized mini NRCs, which through them we are able to now serve over 200 SAM kids in the month. Then we started millet-based supplementation, as we already have had last year the International Year of Millets through the intervention of our Honorable PM. We started that intervention in our Anganwadi centers through support of multiple foundations and CSR organizations. Then there are 6 THR plants, take-home ration plants, working across the districts, which provide ready-to-cook and ready-to-eat supplementation for pregnant women as well as kids. We also provide employment to over 200 self-help group females. Then these are multiple behavioral change initiatives were also taken up, and then a control room monitoring feedback-based mechanism was also built, so that all these interventions could be rightly tracked. These are some pictures. Then this was again like we started 2 years back, and now it's like we are able to complete it. In all our 694 gram panchayats of Varanasi, we now have a sports ground where we could nurture and we could build sports talent for our country and for our district. And this intervention called Kashi Prerna Cafe, like we started this 2 years back, where the aim was that in our government schools, in our government offices, we could try to build a cafe where there'll be healthy diet for our kids, because normally we observed that in the government schools, children normally go and eat outside, and it's oftenly very unhealthy. So why not have a cafe inside the school only, and with a proper standardized diet and proper training, and why not include millet in their meals also? So, like as a result, in last 2 years we have now 125 cafes across the district which have unique ideas like ragi burger, bajra pizza, and it's mostly been opened up in our inter colleges, CLCs, and community spaces. And they provide nutritious diet to all our school students. And these are some pictures also for it. One you could find in below the camp station of VDA campus. The electorate may be here. And this intervention was for livelihood generation in rural areas, where through already existing schemes like Manareka and some of CSR intervention also, they tried to build these Gramin huts in our district. As of now, 3 Gramin huts we have already had, and each single Gramin hut provides employment to around 300 people. 20 new Gramin huts are already under construction, which would be completed by next 6 months. And each single Gramin hut directly employs 300 people, and indirectly, I'm very certain like over 500 people would be somehow benefited with it. This is an intervention from last year. There's a river called Nad in Pindra area, which is a tributary to the Gomti River, close to 26 gram panchayats and 190 in 19.5 kilometers of Varanasi. And last 2 years we noticed like it has almost died and encroached, and all the effluents of Karkhyam industrial area were just emptying in this river. So through discussion, through our behavioral change interventions, we made sure all the industries in Karkhyam install an effluent treatment plant in their industry, as well as through their assistance as well as use of government schemes like Manrega. We ensured total safe cleaning and bank development exercise for this river after removing all the obvious encroachment. As well as 10,000 bamboo trees were planted on the banks of this river, and pond rejuvenation works were taken up across the river, and the eventual impact you'll be able to see better in the pictures. There were some newspaper articles mentioning how the river has become a curse for the neighboring villages. It has become this ground of breeding mosquitoes and diseases on the sides of the river. Like as you could see, like it was totally encroached. And these were some pictures when the work was being carried out, and these were some pictures on how this I'm sure like all the girls in this hall would be able to relate better. This project Isha was started 2.5 years back in collaboration with the Cancer Hospital in Varanasi, where we aimed that we could stop any prevalence of cervical cancer or breast cancer in our district, and we need to prevent it instead of just like waiting for it to happen and responding to it. How can we do it? Like we started with a door-to-door screening exercise in our villages and our wards, and all the women of age 25 to 50, we screened them all, and over 1 lakh women were screened in this exercise. 1,508 risk-prone patients were identified and were taken to the hospital for the screening. And regular follow-up and treatment for them is being done. And now we started a supplementary intervention in this, where we have started HPV vaccination for our school-going government schools children, girls. And 5,000 vaccinations we have done already. We are trying to get as much as support as possible for this intervention, so that we could ensure that all our girl children they feel equally as safe as any men, and they don't have that doubt in their mind that they might be suffering from this in later part of their life. Thank you. Thank you so much.
हौसले बुलंद कर रास्तों पे चल दे, तुझे तेरा मुकाम खुद मिल जाएगा। बढ़कर अकेला तू पहल कर देख, तुझको काफिला खुद बन जाएगा। यहाँ पर उपस्थित सभी बंधुओं को, मैम सर सभी को मेरा प्रणाम। मैं खासकर नेक्सस ऑफ गुड और अनिल स्वरूप सर को मैं हृदय से धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगी। लगभग मैं 6 महीने पहले उनसे मिली थी। उनके माध्यम से हमें एक ऐसा नेटवर्क मिला जहाँ मुझे एक नई पहचान मिली। मैं माया सिंह, सानवी महिला जन सेवा संस्थान की चेयरमैन। मैंने प्रेजेंटेशन तो बहुत सारा क्रिएट किया है, लेकिन समय को देखते हुए मैं शॉर्ट में बताने की कोशिश करूंगी। मैंने ये संस्थान कोविड में सिचुएशंस को देखते हुए शुरू किया था। कई लोग पूछते हैं सानवी का मतलब क्या है। सानवी मेरी बेटी का नाम है और ये माँ लक्ष्मी का भी नाम है, जिसके नाम पे मैं सानवी महिला जन सेवा संस्थान चलाती हूँ। और इसमें हमने एजुकेशन, हेल्थ और स्किल डेवलपमेंट पे काम स्टार्ट किया। जब कोविड में बहुत सारे मजदूर, जो मैक्सिमम से बैठे लोग जानते होंगे, हम रूरल एरियाज में काम करते हैं, जो मजदूर होते हैं डेली बेसिस पे काम करते हैं, जब वो रिटर्न होके घर आए तो उनके पास तो ना खेत था ना घर था। उसके बाद घर चलाना बहुत ही मुश्किल था। उस ड्यूरेशन में हम लोग जब घर से निकलना मुश्किल था, एक टीम बनाकर हमने उनके लिए राशन कलेक्ट किए और कुछ ऐसे सामान का, जैसे दिए बनाना हो गया जो जरूरी था, मोमबत्ती बनाना हो गया, इसका हम लोगों ने ट्रेनिंग दिला के उनको शुरू किया, जिससे उनकी कुछ अर्निंग शुरू हुई। इसके माध्यम से एक मुकाम हम समाज सेवा में हमने पहला कदम रखा। उस समय हम एनजीओ रजिस्टर्ड नहीं थे। उसके बाद जो बच्चे बाहर से आए हुए थे उनकी एजुकेशन की बहुत दिक्कत थी। हमने एक बालशाला नाम से स्कूल शुरू किया, जहाँ पर मैं स्वयं जाकर बच्चों को पढ़ाती थी। उसके बाद मेरे पास कोई टीम नहीं थी। मैं ग्रामीण क्षेत्र से हूँ और मैं घर की बहू थी। बहुत सारी बातें सुनने की मिलती थी कि गांव का नाम बदनाम हो रहा है, घर की नाक कट जा रही है। लेकिन जब वो बच्चे जो बाहर से आए थे, कुछ नहीं जानते थे, जब उन्होंने पहली बार अपना नाम लिख के दिखाया, सर जो खुशी उस समय महसूस हुई थी उसको शब्दों में बयान करना बहुत ही मुश्किल है। उन्होंने नाम लिखा अपना, मेरे नाम पे कार्ड बनाए, ये बहुत ही मेरे लिए बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट था। हमारा जो मेन एरिया है काम करने का, हम वीमेन एम्पावरमेंट, चाइल्ड वेलफेयर, एजुकेशन, हेल्थ हाइजीन, कम्युनिटी डेवलपमेंट, ह्यूमैनिटेरियन रिलीफ पे काम करते हैं। और हमारा अडिग विश्वास है अस्थायी परिवर्तन सशक्त व्यक्तियों से शुरू होता है। सशक्त व्यक्तियों से तात्पर्य ऐसे व्यक्तियों से है जो कुछ करने की इच्छा रखते हैं। मैं स्वयं ग्रामीण क्षेत्र से हूँ और एक चाइल्ड मैरिज गर्ल हूँ। मेरी भी 15 साल की एज में शादी हुई, 16 साल की एज में बेटी हुई थी। उस समय जब मैं 9th में पढ़ती थी। लेकिन एक फैमिली ऐसी मिली जिन्होंने मुझे पढ़ाने के लिए, उन्होंने भी बहुत बात सुने होंगे, मैम इतना आसान नहीं था कि एक ऐसे गांव में शादी होना जहां बेटियों को नहीं पढ़ाया जाता। और वहां पे रह के मैंने हाई स्कूल किया, इंटर में मैंने डिस्ट्रिक्ट टॉप किया। उसके बाद ग्रेजुएशन में अवध यूनिवर्सिटी से 2010 में मैंने 70% मार्क्स से जो है कॉलेज टॉप किया। उसके बाद मैंने बीएड किया, फिर पीजीडीसी किया, फिर मैंने पॉल साइंस से पीएचडी भी किया, 2023 में कंप्लीट किया। तो जो सिचुएशन थी खुद को स्टैंड करने की, उस समय जो फीलिंग्स, जो महसूस मैंने किया था मैम, वो मैं वर्णन नहीं कर सकती कि मेरी माँ को क्या सुनना पड़ा था, मेरी सास को क्या सुनना पड़ा था। आज मैं यहाँ बोल रही हूँ तो गेस्ट हाउस में मेरे हस्बैंड मेरे बेटे को लेके बैठे हैं। तो सबसे बड़ी बात ये है, जिस तरह वो परेशान बहुत कर रहे थे तो हम यहाँ बोल ना पाते, बच्चा छोटा है मेरा, तो कहीं ना कहीं फैमिली मेरे लिए स्तंभ की तरह खड़ी थी। मेरे देवर मेरी गाड़ी चला के आए हैं, तो सब साथ में मुझे स्टैंड किए और मेरा नाम आगे होता है। मेरे हस्बैंड साथ में जाते, कभी कभी लोग उनको नहीं पहचानते हैं, तो उनको ये नहीं था, उनको ये होता है कि तुम्हारे अंदर जो योग्यता है उसको तुम आगे लेके जाओ, मैं बैकग्राउंड सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ। सबसे बड़ी बात ये है और मेरा यहाँ प्रेजेंट करने का उद्देश्य भी यही है, कहीं ना कहीं हो सकता है कुछ मेरे शब्दों से कुछ लोग इंस्पायर हो और कुछ अच्छा आगे करें। हमारा जो मिशन है कौशल विकास वित्तीय साक्षरता के माध्यम से महिलाओं को सशक्त बनाना। महिलाओं को सशक्त बनाने का सर कौशल विकास का ये है सर, जब हम लोग गांव में गए लोगों के लिए पढ़ाने के लिए, मैम जब हम लोगों की विजिट करने गए तो ये होता था कि मैक्सिमम रूरल एरिया में आज भी है, मैंने कुछ वीडियो अपने प्रेजेंटेशन में ऐड किए हैं, जो हो सकता है समय के अभाव में अभी ज्यादा समय लग जाए, फिर भी मैं एक्सप्लेन करती हूँ थोड़ा सा कि महिलाओं का ये होता है कि मैम हम कैसे पढ़ाएं, अगर हम बच्चे पढ़ने चले जाएंगे शाम की रोटी कैसे बनेगी मैम, क्योंकि वो बच्चे जो उनके 8 साल 7 साल के होते हैं वो भी कहीं ना कहीं ईंटा बनाते हैं या कोई ऐसे काम करते हैं जिससे 100 से 150 रुपए उनको मिलते हैं, उनका घर चलता है। तो अब ये मेरे दिमाग में मैं जब ये बातें घर कर गई तो मैंने कई सारे कारपोरेट से टच किया, तो लोग होता है कि अभी आपका एनजीओ 2 साल रजिस्टर्ड हुआ है, मैं आपकी हेल्प नहीं कर सकता, बहुत सारी बातें ऐसे सामने आई। लेकिन मुथूट फाइनेंस के थ्रू और बाकी मदर टेरेसा के थ्रू मैंने उनसे बात किया, मैंने 40 सिलाई मशीनें इकट्ठा की और मैंने उन महिलाओं को बांटा। मैंने 3 महीने उनको सिखवाया। जो महिलाएं उनको रोटी नहीं मिल रही थी या भोजन नहीं अवेलेबल हो रहा था, आज एक सिंपल सा ब्लाउज पेटीकोट अगर बनता है मार्केट में 400 से 500 रुपए लगता है, वो दिन में 1-2 बनाती है, अगर 400 रुपए भी कमा रही है तो महीने के 12,000 हुए। तो वो महिलाएं करीबन 150 महिलाएं काम कर रही हैं जो कुछ पैसे कमा रही हैं।
And now I would like to invite Ayush sir to present his presentation. Over to you, sir.
After so many such diverse set of impactful work and good work, I'm feeling a bit underwhelmed on how to present my part now, and obviously such inspiration from crazy diverse work. While Himanshu sir talked about set of 10 activities from health to tech reforms to education, we are just doing one career guidance and it has taken might turn all my black hairs into grey. So I wonder how they are able to do this amount of work, this diverse set of work. This was not there in my thought to be talking about, but I felt that I should narrate a moment, very small moment which happened in Varanasi. While I was just sitting there, I thought I should narrate this. And how apart from so many good work, and while 3 of us are talking about, I think a lot of good work being done by Sunbeam family, and how one individual leader or a thought of a leader can really turn around things. As always, I come to Sunbeam family a lot many times, and I've had the privilege to come here. And whenever I come, I'm always being fed with a lot of paneer, for that matter. But on my way, and I have this problem, that whenever I meet someone, I keep probing, more, I think the angle for me was 8-10 years back when I was doing myself a lot of counseling. I used to just keep probing and wanting to know how that person got into that job. कैसे पढ़ा, क्या किया, कैसे job में गया, right? All of that, for that knowledge and skill set, so that I can pass it on to the students. And that probing, kept on going around with me. So Sunbeam, car came and a chauffeur came to pick me up, and I started probing him, and by the half of the way, obviously now the entire duration is cut down because of amazing road. I felt like he just needed someone to just ask him one thing and he would go on for an hour probably, right? And he went on and on. And for half an hour he was just talking crazy good about, Sunbeam family and especially Deepak sir, right? And in that moment, I always get these small moments wherein you could also learn a lot about leadership. mean, and can gain any form of learning, you know. And he said that in COVID time, you know, I mean, no matter what happened, every member in Sunbeam family, irrespective of the job role that they were taken care of, right? And I will dedicate my life for Sunbeam, no matter what happens. So, and when he said that line to me, I was amazed. You know, I mean, I was mind blown by the fact that that such small, you know, kind of a thought process. It's a small thought process, right? I mean, as a leader, how do you be able to think that there would be bad times and bad phases, you know, in a long journey, and how can you really support people who are there with you? So I think a lot of goodness being done by Sunbeam family, and that has to be talked about here, you know, while we all are talking. And I wanted to make that note. Obviously, Grameen School, whenever I get 3 times call and I missed a call, I know it has to be about Grameen School. Right? Because anyone in Sunbeam will call me 3 times if it has something to do with Grameen School. And you know, while we work, we also try, you know, our best on whatever we can do. And I'm sure not many, you know, would know about the initiative that Sunbeam has, you know, with Grameen School, amazing initiative of, you know, educating students from underserved communities. So a lot of goodness being done in Sunbeam fraternity, and that should also be being talked about while we are starting the chapter of Nexus of Good. I'm sure if Anil sir would have been here, we would have taken him to Grameen School, you know, if not anything else. And I'm sure he would have really enjoyed it and would have loved that. So I wanted to start with this small moment narration before I come to the work that we are doing in iDream Career, and I'll probably, you know, be very quick because it has been a long event, and we have limited listening skills, obviously, now that we are in real world, you know. I mean, for just a quick kind of a piece, you know, for me, when I started this as a young boy, probably I was in my undergraduation, you know, I just saw a problem and jumped into it. For us, it is a mission, you know. For us, it is the very strong purpose for us. And wherein I was just before this, while recording the podcast as well, I was telling that I think I was lucky to be able to find my purpose so young in my life. And one of the biggest challenge, while obviously when you're starting up in a new startup or a social enterprise, obviously capital, team, etc., a lot of challenges are there. But I think the biggest challenge in our piece was it's a big social problem, right? Providing career guidance, and there are a lot of problems we'll talk about what we're trying to solve. But when you deal with such social problem, and if you have to make even 0.5% dent, right? You need to know that you have to dedicate your life to be able to really make 0.5% dent. You know, is what I understood at that moment. And in one of the sessions in St. Xavier's College, Calcutta, just about a week back, you know, they kept on probing me with questions. You know, there would be a day when you felt that why I'm doing ITC, I should walk out. What keeps you, you know, getting up every day and day? I think that purpose is very important. I mean, a lot of young students are there, and I want to talk about it that beyond passion is purpose as well. I think purpose takes you for a very long time. If you're able to find purpose, nothing like it. So I think we found that purpose, you know, I mean, in this journey to be able to solve this problem around the country, wherein we can enable career guidance for young students. One of the largest in this space now, impacting millions of students across the country and across the socio-economic strata. So one of the vision was very clear that we would want to do career guidance for every student, irrespective of their socio-economic strata. And career guidance is a problem which is there across the strata, right? There is no disrespecting any of the, you know, whether low, mid or high, but it's a problem. The outcome may be different, the pathway might be different, but the problem is there across the strata, and it has to be solved for everyone. So whenever we were even doing pilot, we were doing in urban location, rural location as well. And we are trying to, you know, test our hypothesis on how right solution, right product can really help all of them. And the second thesis was that whatever we take to the government school has to be the highest quality. Right? I think this hype or this myth that I see, probably I saw when we were getting into it, that in not-for-profit work, you will not give high quality thing to someone who is not coming from a good family, right? Because it's been given at free, because it's sponsored by corporate CSR, philanthropy, even whatever. But our philosophy was that we will get the topmost quality stuff or product or solution or program to even the government schools too. These were the two large, theses when we started, and I think that has carried on, over the years. While we went into it, I just want to take 10-20 seconds around this slide. Why I put this slide was that career guidance is taken as a thing wherein people felt just 15 minutes में बता ही तो देंगे क्या career में जाना है या things like that. But it's much larger than that, and it has taken years and years to be able to now tangibly tell the outcome or the impact that career guidance can create. There are different stakeholders, right from student, parent, counselor, school or the state government or a district, in terms of the government ecosystem as well. But the piece which career guidance is able to do now, not just IDC but probably anyone in this space, is getting the student in the right career or the job, help them find job satisfaction. That is our theory of change, wherein what is the long-term impact that career guidance can play. If we can get the student in the right direction, in the right career, in the right job, later when they are going in the industry, they will be happy, they will be satisfied, and that will in turn create a lot of economic output. The economic outcome of the country can really increase if we have the right people in the right place, basically. So that is what the thesis of career guidance and why or how it is important to be able to create outcome. And this is a process right from career exploration to self-awareness to fitment to the college application and finally the financing scholarship. So there are 5 steps wherein we help students take that bridge from school to college, basically. And before I come to what we are doing in Uttar Pradesh, because I felt that while we are in Varanasi, I'll focus from all the work that we are doing in 18-19 states, I'll focus on the work that we are doing in Uttar Pradesh specifically and also in Varanasi. Is the fact that over here, if you see in Uttar Pradesh, there are 3 levels of work that we are doing. One, which is an entire state level, which is called as UP Punk Portal. UP Punk program, which was launched by the Honorable CM around 3 years back. Almost 18 lakh students from government and government schools in the state, are now part of this program across the state, all districts, all government school students. So that's a national, state level program that we're doing. The second is which we're doing a deep impact 5 district program focusing on Lucknow, Varanasi, Kanpur, Meerut and Ghaziabad. In these 5 districts, we said we'll create a model program of career guidance in government schools and show that what career guidance can, what kind of high quality career guidance program can really create impact. Michael Susan Dell Foundation, which is a foundation by the founder of Dell Technologies, supported and funded this program for two long years. It's in the 2nd year of operation now, wherein we are working with about 27,000 students in these 5 districts and helping them transition from school to college. So in the government school, the problem is that around 45% students don't even move beyond 10th. Further about 52% students don't even move beyond 12th. So the dropout rate is very high while you move from school to higher education, tertiary education, and career guidance can reduce that dropout rate, and that is what our aim over here was. And obviously third, in Varanasi and across 11 campus, almost 10,000 students in entire Sunbeam group. I think 3 level of high quality work that we are doing at system at 5 state and then at Sunbeam group. This is a punk portal, wherein we have been able, out of the 18 lakh students who have entire access to it, close to about 1,40,000 students are actively using the portal, and accessing content around career, colleges, exams, scholarship, which is again in Hindi language as well. This is the program which we are doing in the 5 district focus district that I was talking about, the 2nd level program, wherein, for the first time ever, multiple one-to-one counseling inside the government school is being provided. Right? Never ever it has happened multiple times. One-to-one counseling apart from group counseling is provided in government school students across 10 to 12. So we are providing that for almost 27,000 students in grade 10 to 12. Similarly, this year we have again gone deeper into all the 5 stages, right from group counseling, assessment, multiple round of one-to-one counseling and then helping them and handholding them until they get into a college. Some of the key initiatives that we have done in the government school side, we have created our own scholarship to be able to fund the higher education, for students in government schools. For as low as under 3,000, 4,000 rupees annual fees, we realize that students are not taking admission in, college or vocational program. So we created our own crowdsourced fund in terms of the scholarship and funding, college fees for a lot of students. For the first time ever in the country, we have a pragmatic RCT study now, which validates that career guidance lead to reducing the dropout rate after class 12th, by 11.5% in just 1 year time. It has never happened that through a pragmatic RCT study, entire evaluation of career guidance has ever happened. So being able to get evidence-backed career guidance, and in the space of impact, it's really important that you're able to create evidence. So being able to do that, we've done professionals-led talks, live YouTube sessions, we have done capacity building of nodal teachers across the state, working very closely with the UP state government. I think UP now is one of the top state in the country, wherein career guidance has been taken in this manner. You'll be amazed to know that there is a period allocated or half a day allocated every week for career guidance in all the government schools in the state now, right? I think a lot of advocacy and policy level changes were also done alongside the state government, and as Anil Swarup sir always says that you can't scale or you can't really create or scale the impact if you don't work alongside government. Government has the scale, a private player or private organization can come with innovation, right? And that's a very win-win partnership. This is that pragmatic study I was talking about, where we are able to increase the enrollment by 11.5%. It's a third-party agency, constituted by Dell Foundation, and funded by them, which has been able to now. This has just come out last week, and we are publishing this report. We'll be obviously sharing this with the MOE as well to be able to replicate this. Government of India has come out with a policy just this academic year to be hiring 7,000 career counselors. For the first time ever, Government of India has allocated 210 crores to hire 7,000 career counselors in government schools across the country, right? And in the next 5 years, we are going to see about 10,000 career counselors being hired in government schools, parallelly, to be able to build the capacity of career counseling in the country. Sunbeam Group, and I always say this to a lot of schools that I go in Delhi, right, when I talk about career guidance, that if you have to look at career guidance and how it's being done in a deep impact way, please take a flight, take a train, go to Varanasi, right? So, and it's unfortunate, I can go to the most fanciest schools in Delhi and I don't see them delivering career guidance even at 10% of what is being delivered in Sunbeam Group. Or and I'm just not telling to be because I'm here, but trust my words when I say this. I actually say this to schools across metro cities at least, that it's one of the most progressive schools for being doing career counseling for almost I as far as I know 10 years for sure, or definitely much more than that, right? So having a team of career counselors, I think they focus around doing the psychometric assessment, one-to-one counseling, and at scale, about 10,000 students spread across such campus, and delivering one-to-one counseling, and being able to have that thought to be able to deliver such high-impact programs. So again, a model, for any private school. I was delivering a talk to a set of 15 school owners in Bangalore just about a couple of weeks back, and one of the case study I presented was the Sunbeam Group, right? And they were amazed to see, the schools over there had also thousands of students, and they said, how would you deliver, or how can one deliver one-to-one counseling at that scale? And like, this is your case, and I had the last slide around the case study from Sunbeam Group, right? And I presented it. I think it's beautifully done. Here in the Sunbeam ecosystem, a lot of private schools should learn from it and being able to replicate the goodness. The entire agenda of this platform, Nexus of Good, even in private schools, hardly we are scratching the surface when it comes across career guidance in private schools at this point. So yeah, that's all I had to say. But because we don't have anyone from Nexus of Good, I also have to add a couple of lines around Nexus of Good. I think the vision behind it, started by obviously Anil Swarup sir. I think there are two fronts to it. One front is the fact or the fundamental that we talk or we see a lot of bad talks around us, right? We see paper, we are only talking and seeing negativity. We are going on social media, we're only seeing negativity. And that was Mr. Swarup, vision that how can we really talk about good in the country. There are a lot of good work happening at individual level, organization level, government level, and that good should at least be talked about, right? That is one strong pillar of Nexus of Good. The second is while good work is happening, how can we really replicate it and scale it? And that can happen in two ways. One is the one who are doing good work are kind of build a nexus, either nexus again being a negative work, sir again being very, I find it amazing how can he, use such words to be able to put it in goodness, so nexus being a negative work put together in nexus of good, right? So that is, in the first way, how do you replicate for the existing good work that is happening, how they can scale, by partnership with government, by partnership with other organizations, and so on. And the second is, if any good work is happening, how can others learn and replicate it in their geography, in their ecosystem altogether. So I think these are the three main, pieces around Nexus of Good that all of us should understand and think about. To join just Nexus of Good, the video actually explained about the website and actions that you can take. You can join this movement as well. The website address is nexusofgood.com now. Previously it was .org.in, so it's nexusofgood.com. You can submit any good work that you are doing individually. You are seeing any good work being done by anyone over there. You can participate in the award event that happened annually. You can now obviously participate in a lot of events we look forward to be able to do in Varanasi, as the Varanasi chapter is opened up now, right? And you can join the movement by being friend of Nexus of Good or Nexus of Good members as well. You'll find everything on the website, which is nexusofgood.com, and it will, that is how you can join this movement. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. We really appreciate your work. I would now request Mrs. Bharti Madhuk ma'am, Vice Chairperson, Sunbeam Group of Educational Institution, to address the event.
And while sitting here and listening to all that work which you have done, amazing work. And what she said, what we were doing was like, it seems very small and we have to go a long way. Yes, we are doing some work with the Grameen children. And we thought we were in education, so that's the best thing we could do for the society. And it is human nature. All of us, we want to be good. And goodness, when my father-in-law, when he used to read the newspaper, he used to say, "Ye to gam ka parcha hai." If you open a newspaper, itne mare, utne ghayal, all bad news being highlighted. And what the philosophy of this Nexus of Goodness is like, yes, let's highlight the good work which people are doing so that goodness multiplies. We have to cheer up for people who are doing good. And to the youth of this country, like especially the girls who are sitting here, whatever you can do, things around you, you don't have to travel. If you can change few lives, you will be, that's spiritualism. It's not how many hours you are spending in any religious center, or you're going for, big pandals or pujas. It is how good you are to others. Because I firmly believe that you will never be happy alone. And philosophy of our religion, of our country is like, sabke sukh mein hi hamara sukh hai. When you bring smiles on others' faces, it comes back to you. And recognition is very important. I'm sure when Mahatma Gandhi ji was, on his journey, he never thought he'll become father of the nation, and he was not working towards that. recognition comes, yes, it is because others will also get inspired. And if you are doing something good, please share with others and cheer up for people who are doing well. To the girls who are, especially who are into this social group, social club, my girls are doing a lot of good work. Especially college girls, we have small groups. ये लोग जाती हैं गाँवों में, बहुत सेवा करते हैं. And I'm sure all of you, at your own level, do a lot of good things. But first of all, let us recognize, let's cheer up, let's be a support to all those who are already into this. With these words, I really feel humbled and obliged for getting this honor of being a coordinator. And I'm sure with the supporters like my college girls and college professors and lecturers, I'll be able to do something good for the society. Thanks for this honor.
Thank you, ma'am, for your positive comments. The roots of all goodness lies in the soil of appreciation for goodness, said by the Dalai Lama. We have reached to the end of today's event, launch of Nexus of Good Varanasi chapter. Thank you and Jai Hind.